Hey everybody, this is Sonnet. I wanted to go ahead and recreate the You Are Not Crazy video. It's not up anymore. I took it down for several reasons, but it has been one of my most favorited videos from you guys. And the reason for that, I suspect, is because you guys like listening to experiences. It's what helps you to connect and relate, and it gives you a sense of feeling understood. So I get it. I like doing it, and I am a storyteller. So that's a bonus. Now, this might be a little repetitive to some of you, and to some of you, not so much. But before I continue, though, I think it's important to mention that I've always been a well-grounded person. I mean, at least I like to think so, right? That I've always been well-grounded and well-balanced. I have a good sense of awareness within myself and others around me. I do IT. I've done IT pretty much all my life. And IT sort of prepares you or programs you to have that sense of awareness and alertedness and the focus and the patience. So these things have just become a part of me. Now, I'm not perfect. I do struggle from time to time. I forget things, or I deal with having anxiety for a few days or feeling depressed and things like that. I have my ups and downs too. But it hasn't been anything heavy like schizophrenia, hallucinations, manic depression, bipolar. Nothing that requires attention. Now, this is not to say that if you do struggle with these things from time to time, or maybe every day, that there is something wrong with you. This is not what I'm saying. The only reason I am mentioning this is because I think it's important for you as a listener to understand where I am coming from, because I am the one telling the story, And also too, I've read comments, not only on my videos, but other twin flame videos where people will say things. Things like, the twin flame experience has to do with early childhood trauma that is now resulting in severe attachment to a person. Or it has to do with unrequited love or severe obsession. And this is not what this is, you guys. The twin flame journey has nothing to do with childhood trauma, mental imbalances, attachment, obsession. It has nothing to do with any of that. Now, unless you're walking in twin flame shoes, you will never understand what it's like. So if you are experiencing the twin flame journey, or if you've just met your twin and you're experiencing all of these things, and you know for sure that this is a twin flame connection because it's just something that you feel and you know, just know that you're not alone and you are not crazy. Although sometimes we feel like it, but you're not crazy. It is a very real thing. We are living in a very interesting time right now, where day-to-day life is now an enhanced experience of energy, frequency, and vibration more than ever before. We are ascending. And so anything that belongs is gravitating towards itself, and this is why things are happening and things are becoming activated, and here we are. But anyway, the way all of this has transpired for me is that I've always been spiritual. Not necessarily religious, but I've always been spiritual since I was very little. I've had a notion, I've had a sense, a feeling that I'm connected to someone out there. And I've always had that sense of wonder and curiosity as to what it was. There's always been this restlessness inside of me, this knowing that I am connected to someone. But what's really interesting is that that sense of wonder and curiosity actually ceased. It went away when I met my twin flame. Now, isn't that interesting? Ain't that funny? That the sense of wonder went away. And the reason why that happened is because I had made the discovery of what this feeling was. This is actually one of the real twin flame signs, which I will talk about on a different video, but it happens. That's what happens. So anyway, I had my Kundalini awakening in 2003. And so at this point, I didn't know what anything was. I didn't know what ascension was, the light body, Kundalini, twin flames. I had no idea what any of this was. And I was only 18, 19 years old. But I was feeling things. My body had begun to experience things. And I had all of these sensations, and that's how life went for me for all those years. But in 2013, you guys, I knew within myself, because I've always been very intuitive as well, but I just had a feeling that my life was really shifting in 2013, and I didn't know why, but I felt it. Now, a week before meeting my twin, I actually experienced a series of synchronicities. The dreams, music, movies. And I experienced one dream in particular. I had a dream of a man riding a bike. And I saw his face, and I saw what he was wearing, and I felt his energy. And I felt so drawn to him in my dream. And I woke up feeling, wow, who is this? I've never seen him before. Who is this person? And I forgot about it. Later on that week, I meet my twin flame. And I've said this many times before. It was the most familiar, unfamiliar feeling that I've ever felt. A sense of knowing, like I knew him already. The feeling of home, the feeling of familiarity. And I saw myself in him, not just in his eyes, but in his physicality, his face, his hair, his skin. I felt myself in him. And it was instant. It was instant. Instant activation of love and the spark and everything. And so we talked, we hit it off, and the chemistry was amazing, by the way. And as we started to talk, days went by, and I had that dream again of the same guy on the bike. And I realized later on that, wait a minute, that guy in that dream is his same energy. And I was shook. I knew that this was significant. How could this be? The feeling of feeling so drawn, the feeling of home, plus having that dream before meeting him. I actually dreamt my twin before I met him. A true story, you guys, true story. So we talked, and it was really interesting because we mentioned to each other how weird it was that it felt like we knew each other when we talked like we knew each other, and we were just like a reflection of one another. So I definitely felt it. And what was really strange is that I would have these spontaneous moments of cry. And I would just cry, and I would feel this longing about him. I'm missing. I was missing him. And my mind could not understand. Like, why am I missing this person so much? I don't know them that well. So my brain could not understand what my soul was feeling. But it would happen. I would just have spontaneous cries from time to time. And so looking back now, I realized that I had already begun to heal, to purge, to clear. And that's what was happening. It was an instant activation. And so we talked back and forth, and we texted, communicated. And 3 months later, it all begins, you guys, this separation. And it was very painful for me. It was brutal. I've never felt such a sense of abandonment. And I could not comprehend why I was feeling that. And it's not that I did not want to let him go. It's just that I couldn't. But I thought to myself, okay, relax. We're going to be okay. This is going to pass. And time came and went, and I was not fine. And a year and a half passed. I was given the silent treatment for all that time. I did not make any contact. I didn't want to bother with it, you know. So a year and a half went by, and I finally said, okay, I've had it. I need to figure out what this is, because I was having the dreams. I was seeing his name and hearing it everywhere. So I went out to meet with him. My twin is a performer. So I finally came out and I saw him in person, and it was the bravest thing I've done. Can you imagine the intensity of the twin flame energy and everything? So we met up that night, and the next day, things just get so much weirder. I wake up feeling all human emotions at once, at the same time. I was feeling happy, I was feeling joy, I was feeling love, sadness. I mean, I didn't know what I was feeling, but it was a lot of inspiration. And I wanted to dance, I wanted to play guitar, wanted to play piano, I wanted to sing, draw, sketch, paint. I wanted to do so much. And I did. I started to sketch, and I did it so well. And it's something that I could not do before. And how does this happen, you guys? I mean, you don't just wake up the next day and have a skill that you've never had before. And things like that just don't happen in regular day-to-day life. But looking back, I realized that was actually the merging of abilities, the activation of abilities within the two. And I started to also experience my senses become very sensitive. My senses became hypersensitive, hyperactive. I started to taste things in my mouth that I hadn't tasted before. I started to smell things that I hadn't smelled before, just smelling sweetness, something. My hearing became acute. My sense of taste and smell, my perception too, became more intuitive. I just became aware of things. I was feeling and sensing things on a much deeper level. My emotions were deeper, more enhanced. My vision, I was seeing colors so much more bright, way brighter. Like red was more red, blue was bluer, green was greener. And I basically was having an upgrade. I had an upgrade at that time. That's what took place. But it happened all at once. Now, for some of you, you will experience these things because this is what happens when twin flames meet. It's an actual activation of energies. It's an alchemical reaction that takes place. So you will feel such things. For some of you, it might happen the same way that it happened to me, where your energies will just become uncapped. For some of you, it may be subtle, where it happens sporadically and a step at a time. Some of you might be experiencing these things and you may not even be connecting them or correlating them to your twin. But it does happen. For some of you, it's something that will evolve and it will happen and activate in its own timing. But for me, it was just an uncapping of energies, and I knew that it was connected to him, though. That I did know. I didn't know about twin flames, but I did know that it was this connection I had with him. And I reflected on this connection, you guys, and I thought, you know what? I've been through so much. But I pictured my life before knowing him, and I did not want to go back to that. And whatever this was, I did not want to let it go. I didn't. I knew that I had just shifted dimensions. It was a different timeline, a different dimension. It was just so different. That I did know. That it was just a different dimension here. So that happened and things continued. I began to feel him a lot stronger. I continued to hear his name, all of those things. And then things began to get a little more weird. So at that time, I had 2,500 songs in my phone. And about 6 or 7 of them belong to my twin. And the way I have my music set up is that I always have it on repeat. So when the song is over, it plays itself again because it's on repeat. And the reason I have it set up this way is because I really enjoy listening to music without words, like classical music or Moonlight Sonata, Beethoven, meditation music, or electronic music. And the reason I have it set up this way is because I like to go into meditation, and sometimes I like listening to the same tune throughout my meditation. So anyway, I started to notice that as I was listening to music and I was connecting it to my speaker or not, but if I was playing music in my phone, it would skip to my twin's music without me touching the phone. And at that moment, I really felt haunted. And I said, wait a minute. Whoa. I am not obsessed. I am not looking for this. This is connecting to me. This is connecting to me. And I let it happen. It happened so many times after that point. So if I was ever sad and I was listening to music, my phone would skip to his songs over and over again, you know? And it only happened during the times when I was really doubtful or sad or feeling lonely. And my phone would skip to his music, and it happened even around family. I do have witnesses. True story, you guys. So I'd be cooking in the kitchen, spending family time, and we were listening to music on Bluetooth on my phone, and having so much fun listening to music, and then all of a sudden, spontaneously, it just skips to his music again. So my sister and I just look at each other like, what is going on? Why does this always happen? No one is touching the phone. So I looked at it, many times, reset it, try to find out why this is happening, tested it out. And it was not malfunctioned. And 4 or 5 phones later, and it still happens to this day. So if you are experiencing such things where you're seeing energy manipulation happening around you, maybe something's turning on or off by itself, or you're noticing things like that, or you're feeling your twin's energy so strong around you, the reason why this happens is because there is a frequency between twins, which has its own coating of light, of energy. And when the energy is so activated, or the twins are activating it on each polarity, what happens is that the energy becomes emitted and transferred like a ping pong back and forth. And so the force and the frequency becomes so strong that it begins to manipulate the field of the twins on both ends. So you will notice synchronicity, you will notice feeling the presence of the frequency of your twin, so your twin's energy. You will feel them around you. You will see the numbers. Things might turn on and off. You might feel certain things. Whatever the case might be for you. But that's the reason, you guys, is because the frequency between twins is so strong that it manipulates the field of the twins, and things begin to happen. Now, this is not one-sided. Trust me, it is not. The reason why you are aware of this is because you are the awakened twin. You are made to be aware of these things. Your awareness has been activated. You're tuning in consciously to the frequency of the connection. And it's meant to play out that way. It is. And so your twin on the other end is experiencing things as well. Things in their lives are shifting. Things in their field are happening. They're feeling different. They're experiencing certain things. Maybe they're feeling inspired to do things. Maybe things are turning on and off. They're seeing the numbers, the synchronicity, noticing strange things happening around them. So they are experiencing these things. However, they're not correlating them to you or to the connection. They don't have that awareness activated yet, but they are experiencing things. Okay, trust me, they are. And so it happens. Now you will experience too synchronicity that is there to deliver a message as well, and I'll give you an example. So for me, I often found that a lot of the synchronicity that came to me was delivering me a message. So I'll be driving in my car thinking, I've just about had it. I don't want this anymore. I can't carry this connection with me anymore. Help me, somebody. Archangel Michael, higher self, take this for me. Cut the cord, please. So the music on the radio would say, please don't go. Please don't go at 2:22 p.m. While the same model car my twin drives would pass by, and the sign on the billboard would say, see you soon. It's the weirdest thing. Like, how does that happen, you guys? There's intelligence to this synchronicity. This is the magic of synchronicity. It's intelligent and it's there to deliver a message. You will experience these things and think to yourself, am I really crazy? It's it all in my head. Am I manifesting it with LOA, law of attraction? Am I really manifesting this? But you're not. I mean, in a sense you are, but not in that way. You're not crazy. Your higher self in the universe will deliver you these synchronicities to reassure you that you are on the right path. You have a trajectory. You're on the right path, and you're exactly where you're meant to be, no matter how it looks. No matter what the person that you're connected to, your twin, no matter what they're saying, how they're acting, how long you've been on this, you're exactly where you're meant to be. So it's reassurance. Sometimes it's there to show you things, to tell you things. Sometimes it's your twin's higher self delivering you these synchronicities, but they do happen. They happen all the time. I still get amazed by the way these things happen. And then you'll have things like the merging things, where you begin to have the telepathy and you begin to feel each other's thoughts. You have the dreams, and your dreams definitely change after you meet your twin, because you begin to share that dream space and everything changes. The quality of your life changes. Your personality changes. And so much time passes and you look back and you're like, whoa, I am so different. Why has everything changed? And it has to do because of your connection. You'll have, like I said, the dreams, and you'll begin to taste each other's cravings, or you might crave something that your twin is craving. You might become sensitive to something that they're allergic to. You might finish each other's sentences or thoughts. Just really crazy things like that. Your twin knows exactly what you like, how you like it, and vice versa. What inspires you? They know the vibration of your voice, the song of your soul, the tune, the beat of your soul. They know it all. You cannot lie to your twin. Their mind may not understand that you're lying, but they feel the vibration. It's a vibration, and they feel it. So you cannot get away with lying or fibbing and all of these other things. Truth has a resonance, you guys. You have a frequency with your twin. Stay true to yourself. And when you want to do something and it's coming from love, do it. If it's coming from ego, it repels it. The frequency itself repels it. So anyway, if you are having these experiences, just know you're not crazy. It does happen to all of us on the twin flame journey. You might not have had my experiences that I've shared with you. You guys might have different experiences that I myself have never had. I have met with a lot of you that have had beautiful experiences in the astral. Energetically, you feel the profound love. You feel the third energy. Some of you have even done ayahuasca. I personally have never had or done ayahuasca, but those of you that have, who are twin flames, you literally experience or see your twin. So it's different for everybody depending on what you do or who you are. Some of you go deep into meditation and you guys really connect with your twins in meditation. You feel things, you hear things, you feel their higher selves. You have dreams, lucid dreams. So it all depends on what it is that you are doing. If you're going into meditation, you are going to feel things. When you go into meditation, you unlock different levels of your multidimensionality with your twin. And so this is why some twins have massive experiences, or some experiences, and some really don't, is because meditation is what unlocks all of these levels, all of these things. And so you begin to sense, okay? Meditation opens your third eye. It activates the pineal gland, and that's the doorway to your consciousness, to endlessness. And so I do encourage it, you guys, whatever it is that you like to do. I mean, maybe you just like to go out on a walk. That helps. Maybe you like to create music, or you just like to sit on a rocking chair, or, you know, you like to take a bath, or you have an activity that you really like to do. Whatever gets you or zones you out of the hecticness, if that's even a word, of day-to-day life, start there. But whether you are spiritual or not, I mean, maybe you're not into meditation at all right now. It's okay. If you're on this journey, it's gonna do something to you. It's literally an alchemical process. It's an activation of energies. And once it's activated, it doesn't stop. So you are going through a rebirth. It's transcendence. That's what it is. So anyway, I am going to leave you guys here now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you want to share your experiences, please leave a comment. But I do want to remind you guys, you are not alone. Don't let anyone call you crazy, or tell you crazy, or tell you that you're obsessed. You know, you're not getting anywhere. You're crazy about this. No, you're not. It's a very real experience. And again, you are not crazy. Anyway, if you guys would like a session, feel free to reach out at sonnet1117@gmail.com. It's a pretty easy process. Sessions have changed. So feel free to inquire about it. Otherwise, I love y'all so much. Stay safe out there, you guys. Stay safe. And yeah, until next time, bye everybody.